So Jill, welcome to the world's greatest health show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shawn and Teresa, for the amazing work you're doing and to your team. Thank you so much. I think we should give them a hand, right?
So it's interesting. We've got some pictures from long ago out there, and there's a picture of Dr. Joel Wallach and a picture of Coach Hewlett and a picture of myself, which is long ago. And Coach, it was your father, he's deceased now.
That's right.
But he used to always say to me, do you know how many, I forget his number of, minerals are absolutely essential. He had the message.
Yes.
But your family came across this in a specific way, and you're here to share that story with us.
Yes, absolutely. And my whole family's a big fan of yours. And my dad first met you in 2008 when he started bringing you from BC to Ontario to speak to groups about protecting our supplements. And at that time, he also made a connection to Nature's Emporium. And that was a wonderful thing because I think you ended up being in the newspaper because of a special donation they made to NHPPA. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was a really special thing. So, but we got very involved with you and health food stores early on when my mom was very interested in just doing things more naturally. But when she came to her late 50s, and now she's here, she's 83 years old. Want to wave, Helen?
Oh, Helen.
There she is. She, in her late 50s, was starting to feel not well. She was experiencing the signs of chronic degeneration, CDD, chronic degenerative disease. And that entailed having low energy, gaining weight, graying hair, more varicose veins, bruising that wasn't healing. Her dentist said her gums were receding and she'd need to see a periodontist. Her mood was down. She just didn't have the same motivation or energy. Most importantly, though, she was having joint pain, and she was waking up in the middle of the night in a lot of discomfort and pain, and that would also happen at various points throughout the course of the day. So she felt like her body was falling apart, and she figured she better do something about it. So she went to our family doctor, to the MD, and basically he said, Helen, this is just what naturally happens as you age. You've got to accept that. You're almost 60, and this is the natural decline. But about that pain, that's the early stages of rheumatoid arthritis. And so we'll give you a painkiller to deal with the pain and send you off, So my mom was not happy with that suggestion, that protocol, that solution, which wasn't really a solution, of course. And so she decided she didn't want to fulfill the prescription. And do you know that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears? So that's what happened for her. Not too long after, she was watching TV, breakfast television, and she heard the man that Shawn had alluded to, Dr. Joel Wallach, and he was being interviewed about his latest book, not Let's Play Doctor. Many of you may have heard of his book, Let's Play Doctor, but the book at the time was, it was Let's Play Doctor. Okay, yes, it was. It's Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Many of you may have heard that book. But he was talking about Let's Play Doctor. And in it was about learning about your body's health and the body's natural breakdowns that occur when you don't have enough nutrition. And so he was describing her symptoms in this interview, and my mom was glued to the television because she felt like he was describing her in detail. And so she said, and he also said what you can, there are things you can do about this to reverse these issues. So when the interview ended, she contacted me and said, you've got to help me find this doctor. And as she was describing who she had been listening to, it sounded so familiar to me. And that was because at the time I was hosting and producing a wellness TV show in Aurora, and Dr. Joel Wallach was doing a media tour. So he was coming to our area, and I was interviewing him in a few days. So as serendipity would have it, My mom comes to the green room, sits down with Dr. Joel Wallach, who was in from California, right? So it was just an amazing timing thing, her watching the TV program, then coming to the green room. And he said, you know, it's just breakdown. Your body, you just need to give your body the building blocks it needs to repair. You need to feed your cells. And he helped her make some dietary changes. And most importantly, he got her on the 90 essential nutrients. And when you're referring to the number of minerals that my dad would recite, basically Dr. Joel Wallach gets incredible results with people because of his research, and that is in the Smithsonian Library and considered a national treasure, that he has proven that all mammals that have a vertebrae, humans and animals alike, require certain nutrients that are essential, that we have to put in on a daily basis. And that consists of 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. And that makes up the 90, the mighty 90. And Dr. Wallach himself has done a lot of, in his early studies, he was a veterinarian, then he became a primary care physician, and then a naturopathic doctor. And he's very much known as the mineral doctor because the biggest issue, which Dr. Bonnie Kaplan here in Canada speaks about, is that there's such a mineral depletion in our soil, and minerals are the foundation of everything. They're the cofactors for everything else to work. So, full circle, my mom starts taking these nutrients and immediately starts to feel better. She has more energy. She stops having cravings, not feeling like she needs to snack because her body is getting the nutrition it needs. Her bruising goes away, her varicose veins, her age spots start to disappear, her graying hair slows down, her hair starts coming in darker. The dentist said, I don't know what you're doing, you must be flossing a lot because your gums are growing back, so you don't have to see the periodontist after all. And the biggest one was that her pain went away. And to this day, at 83, she has not been on a prescription drug, and she never took that painkiller. And her body's healthy because she worked on it from the inside out, the bottom up. And it was because she learned about how to feed her body properly and not ignore these symptoms because they are signs of deeper issues going on that need to be resolved.
Okay, so how old is Helen again?
She's 83 now.
Okay, so, yeah, don't lie. Helen, you don't look 83. So, okay. So she's 83, and this was before she was 60, but I'm confused because the medical doctor told her this was the normal part of aging and there's nothing she could do about it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I see Helen shaking her head. So, I mean, you know I'm having fun here, but it's not tragic because if Helen hadn't seen that TV show, if she hadn't seen Dr. Wallach speaking about essential nutrition and describing, okay, well, there's this. I mean, Jill just said, you know, it's like Helen felt like Dr. Wallach was describing her personally. And it was because of that experience that she was able to find freedom from basically a diagnosis that this is aging, the early signs of rheumatoid arthritis. You know, let's give you painkillers and mask the symptoms. That's what this health show is about, is people learning that there's another world out there, and it's called the natural health community. Right? Like, that's what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love the story because it's literally, this is why we have to share it with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then it ripples out too, because when my mom found this working for her, it then helped my youngest sister because I have 2 younger siblings, there's the 3 of us, and my youngest sister was a really top athlete, but she was also expending her nutrients more, which we didn't realize. And she's sweating a lot. When you detoxify, when you sweat, but you also lose essential nutrition. And your body has to repair constantly because when you're exercising, your body has to rebuild. So she started having injuries, and it started becoming painful for her. So she went to the doctors, and he said, no more sports for you. This was in her late teens. You're gonna need a hip replacement. So you've got to wait till you're of age to get the hip replacement. Well, of course, this was very depressing for my sister. Sports were her life. And then to be sedentary and then just sit around and wait for a new hip, it was very depressing. Well, ultimately,
I just want to slow you down. So just wait, you say she's in her late teens. What are we talking about here? 18, 19?
16, 17.
Oh, 16, 17. I can see a hip replacement there. No, but just listen to what she's saying.
Yeah.
So 16, 17-year-old teenager, your body is in its prime, right? Like, don't we all wish? And, and she's basically being told she needs a hip replacement and she has to stop sports.
Yeah, exactly.
At age 16, 17.
Yeah, and it was, exactly. And it was just, she's such a runner and athlete that she started very young playing sports. And she would even say she'd run in her sleep, right? So she was breaking down faster than the average teenager because of all the training and activity. But still, it did not make sense at all. And to just say, don't be active, when we know how important exercise is for our body and brain, that didn't make sense at all. But also to sit around and wait for a hip replacement and there's nothing else you can do. But the great news is Dr. Joel Wallach, when my mom was talking to him about her health issues and seeing results, he said, of course your daughter can do something. She can rebuild her hip. She can rebuild her joints, her ligaments, her bones, her cartilage. It can be rebuilt. She just needs the proper nutrition. So she got on the program too, and lo and behold, never needed a hip replacement. She's very active. She's in her late 40s now, and she skis and snowboards and climbs the mountains in Newfoundland to get her water, their fresh water that they drink. I mean, she's on the Newfoundland tourism commercial, actually running in snowshoes with her dog. So this is a girl who ended up being very active and did not, thankfully, go the route that she was being directed on through the medical model.
Yeah, so what would have happened, you just wonder, what happens to when you get a hip replacement at age 19 or 20? Or actually, if she got in line at age 18, like maybe it'd be age 63 she'd get the hip replacement? No, but I'm making fun of it, but could you imagine actually the trauma of the surgery? And now you have an artificial joint as a young person, likely that's gonna wear out, where our bodies will keep regenerating when it's completely unnecessary. And they probably would have been willing to put her on synthetic chemical drugs. And that would totally change the path of this young teenager's life. Like, what we're doing is ethically wrong.
Yeah.
And they're not trained in simple nutrition. You're just hearing now two people whose lives were turned around with simple nutrition. And this truly is life and death.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Yeah, we are so grateful. And what we've also learned about nutrition and micronutrients, the empowerment that provides, like we felt equipped, like not once going through what we've been going through since 2020, were we concerned? Like we thought, we have an immune system, we know what to do, we know what to give it. So we just want to keep having access to the freedom of choice, to the natural health products that we know that work, and be able to take care of ourselves in the best ways possible.
So what would your message to Ottawa be?
I think it's really time to start looking at the cause of health issues. I understand the model is based on symptom management, but that doesn't get us anywhere. So we really have to start being willing to look at the cause of the health issues, and doctors need to start studying nutrition, and we need to, in the meantime, protect our access to our health choices and our freedom to access these amazing natural health products.
Jill, it's been a pleasure having you on the Health Show, and it's been a pleasure seeing you again.
Likewise.
And Helen, it's been a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you for coming.